Right, I'm back at it again. Good morning, welcome back to the channel. This vlog's a technical one. I don't know if you've seen from some of our recent vlogs, we like to cook on the batteries. We like to cook on electric when we're away, even if we're not on electric hookup. But the socket that I've put in to enable us to do that is under this table. So what we need to do, Ellie wants to be able to cook by the cooker, so I've got to put an additional electric socket into the little kitchen area there, so that the inverter or toaster, kettle, whatever we're using, can all be run over there. At the moment, as you've probably seen, we're having to cook on electric here, which is a little bit awkward. I mean, it works, but it's just a little bit awkward. So I've got everything that I need to get to enable me to put a socket in. Got some cable, a socket, back piece for the socket, a surround for the socket, a junction box for the cable, some ties and some more cable ties. So I've purchased everything, so I've just got to route the cable round, which is going to have to go from under the dinette seat, under the floor, behind the driver's seat and the passenger seat, down low, then back through under the floor, and to come up in the kitchen area unit. So I've got a lot of dismantling to do. Right, as you can see down there, that's where the existing inverter socket is there, and I need to put one over here in the kitchen area. I'm going to mount it under there, so probably put it there somewhere, so that we can still close this, even if we're using it. So that's where it's going to go. Right, making a start on getting it dismantled. When I do a project like this, I like to be amused at the same time. So I've got my football on. Chelsea, Leicester, let's see how well they do. Now, last time I got these out, they came out easily. There we go. What I'm hoping to do is run the cables underneath there, through into here, then across the floor. Right, well, we're getting down to it now. I've taken the covers off of this bit so I can thread the cable through there. I'm going to have to go a slightly different route. So, come behind the two seats, down into here, down through there, and then underneath this sliding door rail. So you can see the cable I'm pushing through there, so that go right under there, then right up in the back corner, and then through into the cupboard. Probably can't see much in there, it's probably quite dark. and that's where the power will come in. Right, I'm now pushing my cable puller through there, and that goes over to here. So all I've got to do now is attach the cable at the other end and then pull that blue one through. Okay, so right now I've got it pulled, the cable's pulled right through to there. So all I've got to do now is get all the excess through, then put these panels back on both sides. Right, I've cut this sleeve so that can give the cable a little bit more protection on that sharp edge. Just got to get it on there now. Protect it. If I can slide it down. Can you hear little Maya barking words of encouragement at me? Yeah. That should protect it quite nicely. Homemade grommet. Right, now to put this back on. Right, that's got the cable threaded through, got the panels back on now, so it all looks nice and tidy. I've got the cable through into the area where I'm going to connect it up to, and I think I'm going to leave it there for tonight. It's getting a bit dark, I've got a job to see what I'm doing, so I'll finish this job tomorrow. I've got the wiring through at this end as well, so I've just got to cut the hole there or there, wherever. I've got to decide where I'm going to do that to get the best effect. But yeah, the difficult bit for me was getting it all the cable threaded through underneath, and I've now done that, so that's good. Right, I'm back at it again. So that's the electric socket. I've got to drill a round hole. So that one fits it quite nicely. And then there's a back piece for it to protect all the wires. And that bit goes on the front just to make it look neat. So this is where I'm going to mount it, because that gives the most clearance for the fold-up table. So all I've got to do is drill there and then wire it. quite soft really. Yep, that fits a treat. That just goes in there like that. Now to wire it in. Am I the only one that when I do work like this, you have so many tools out, bits and pieces, but I put something down and I can't find it again. I've lost the socket now. Where the hell did that go? This always happens to me. I lose things. Maybe I took it to the garage. I used to manage 15 Windows servers and 1400 computers, but I can't even remember what I've done with the damn socket. No, I didn't take it to the garage. It was in my pocket. Oh well. Right, let's wire this in. I know the industry standard is that live is brown, but wouldn't it make it sense if live had been blue? And you could think like electric sparks are blue, aren't they? Or is that just my way of thinking? I don't know. Obviously I know it's brown, but... Hit the pull test. Nice and tight. Obviously that'll have a cover on it when it's all mounted at the back. Just so you can see what's going on. So that now pushes back in there. I've got to screw that on there. I'll show you that when I've done it. Right, that's all screwed on nice and tight. It just remains to put the cover on. And then of course I've got to put a label on there to say that's for the inverter. Right, now to tidy up the cables on the inside here, I've got to secure them of course. So that's all the drawers back in place, and the socket is under there. That all closes nicely. Obviously it won't close quite as nicely when it's plugged in, but yeah, good, just as I wanted it. Now I've got to do the wiring under here. Right, this is under the dinette seat, so that's where I'm going to mount the junction box. So that'll pick up the power and then wire it into there. The cable I've used is 30 amps, so that should be perfectly fine. Okay, that's wired that in, and that's the junction box for the inverter. So one goes to the socket here on the dinette seat, and one goes to the socket on the by the sink there with the fold-up table. That's the extra one. Right, just about finished now. Just got to button everything back up, put it back as it was, all nicely labelled. So I've got it all finished, just in time so I can watch the Grand Prix. If you can work out which Grand Prix this is, comment below. If you remember from our recent bonfire night vlog, we've so far had to do the cooking on the dinette table. So the reason that socket's been installed is so that we can do the cooking where it's supposed to be done. If you enjoyed this or found it useful, do give us a subscribe or a thumbs up. It does help us.